Hello everyone, this is not a financial advice. I am going to not trade now, so this video is not I'm not taking trades, I'm not executing any trades. Right now it's 9:54 p.m. New York time. It just started a few hours ago. It's the last day of the month, May 31st, which is technically the first day of June in Asia. So we're gonna have a new monthly candle open today. We already had it open today. Um, what I trade is ES, NQ occasionally, and gold if it's clear. But mainly ES. So what I trade mainly ES. So what I'm going to do now, since we are starting a new month, I'm going to have a quick review on ES and what to expect this week, next month, and further. I might review gold too for in a few minutes, but no, I'm not gonna focus on gold very much. I'm just gonna focus on NQ pretty much. I'm just gonna hide my video because I wanna put my mask down so my voice would be more clear. Okay. Well, first we need to look at the monthly time frame, and this is how I decide my bias. By the way, my bias in the um, month two, last 2 months were last 2 months were long, were bullish all the time. I never changed it to bearish since we started this trend. And there is a big difference between on ES. There's a big difference between bullish and bearish trend. Where bullish, you're gonna see the market is going always long. Actually, I will say this: ES is never bearish market. It's a growing market, and it's gonna be always bullish. It's gonna be always long. But what we see, like the last drop, during the last few months, that was like a drop, like a pullback or a retracement on the monthly time frame. Nothing more. Yes, it gets affected by the news, how hard it drops, and all of that, but it still came all the way down to the support point, support area, and then bounced off it, and we continued our trade, our trend. It's high, high, low, high, high, low, and then we're continuing up. So there's a monthly candle here, kept going, and then the next one kept going. Didn't fill any of these. So I don't trade fair value gaps, but I keep it in considerations. I don't trade price imbalance. I keep it in consideration. So we left a gap here. We left a gap here. This is not a gap yet because this month still didn't close. But from what I see here, I treat this as I'm looking at 15-hour candle or 1-hour candle. We might see the price come back, pull this imbalance to fill this imbalance. It might come back all the way here to fill this imbalance and start to go back up, and we might leave it behind. We don't know. So if we see the price dropping, there's no freak out about this because this is normal behavior in the market. We just have to work in a way that fits it. The difference between the bullish and the bearish trend is the bullish, like I said, it's always going up. And because this is a growing market, when we have a bearish trend, it doesn't always go down because people always want to buy ES. Stocks always going up. It's going to affect the ES into, like, in a way of making deep pullbacks. Not just like a normal pullback. So how I measure it is usually I put my fib, and I like the pullback to reach the 50%, which is the fair price, and then bounce out of it. But it's not just that. I like it to match a session high and low, a day high and low, like in the last session high, low, day high and low, week, month. That's how I like it. That's how my A plus trades. But in the bearish trend, we see the market pullbacks all the way to almost like it's gonna change the direction, but it doesn't. It's just a deep pullbacks like this. So I will get this in the daily time frame to show you what I mean. For instance, in here, I trade market structure, basic market structure. So that was the market shift. That's like a very tiny market shift. Um, but we respected it. I would say maybe not that, but this one, I guess. This one. If we consider it, I always consider market shift when it closes below, or the change of character, however, whatever you call it, when it closes below the level or whatever the line that we draw. But anyway, you see here, it's deep pullbacks. Deep pullbacks. Here, deep pullbacks. Deep pullback. Deep pullback. Always gonna be deep pullback because there's always pressure on buying ES. The pressure of selling is harder. That's why it goes down, but it doesn't go down easy. And if you compare it to this is a bullish market where it's just going up, up, up. There's no deep pullbacks. Might range, but nothing more. And this is the good about going long with the ES. Anyway, so we looked at the monthly time frame and we said that what might happen, all the probabilities, and now we're gonna look at the week. So the week, normally if you look at this, you would expect the price once it breaks this, expect it any time to turn around and come here. That doesn't mean that you change your bias to short or bearish, but to expect that anytime, just have it in your brain, or have the thought about it. So the weekly is very much going up. We created some gaps down here, never filled it, and this is a very strong gap because even this week didn't fill it all the way. This week broke above this range, and we're still going up. So I'm expecting still bullish. The only thing that will make me change my direction or my bias on the ES, not in a long term, but for a short term. So one hint first, also when I go bullish, I'm going bullish every day. When the market is bearish, there are days that I go bearish, days that I go bullish because, like I said, there's deep pullbacks or deep retracements. So that might happen for a day or two. I will depend on the 1 hour, and this is the smallest, like the smallest time frame I'll depend on for deciding my bias. I'm not gonna go for an hour or 15 minutes because I need to rely on something going for hours and days and even weeks and months. So 1 hour is gonna be an early hint to say, okay, hey, you might wait a little bit, don't trade until you have confirmation, or change your bias, basically. The day also pretty much maybe here below 7,506 would change our bias, but when I say below that, that means closing below that, not just sweeping it. So we're gonna look at the 1 hour, and that will give us an early hint. From my look in here, we closed here above this high, which is we're making now all-time highs in the new month. So my edge here to change my bias is I see closing below 7577, and not just closing. I need to see a low and a market structure down, like a brick structure down, another low. So I need to see the market going down, breaking that low, not just one low and sweep and going up. Other than that, I'm gonna be always long. But now I'm starting to expect bearishness soon because we've been going up for a long time, and I know that can be a mistake that if the market, you don't say that the market going up for a long time, so I'm gonna go short. I'm not saying that. I'm never going to go short until I see confirmation, but I just have the thought in my brain. um so this is what I'm expecting. I'm gonna keep going long until the price hits below 7577 and hold. So far we still didn't make a new highs and new lows. um and that can update tomorrow, can update after tomorrow, whenever. And this is um my thought about ES. The way I trade is I mark every day, have the month, the week marked like this. I just go to the time frame, and this is the month. I'm gonna take this red line and have it on the last month high. This is an area for me, and I'll just type on it last month high. I'll do the same thing on the low, and I'll say last month. Why I do that? If you break it down into the weekly, the day, the 4 hours, the 1 hour, the 15 minutes, you will see a lot of bounces of these areas. You will see that these areas are very important. You will see equal highs, you will see big support without me looking at the small time frame. And then I go to the week, and this is the last week. Sometimes, for instance, there are some exceptions. This week didn't break above the last week, the week before it. So during this week I had this marked, I have this marked, because this is a level still didn't get touched, didn't got tested before, but it's strong. It got tested, yes, but it's strong. We still didn't see. It might be interesting. We might see a sweep, we might see rejection, drop after sweeping it, but whatever. Or breakout, and I don't trade breakouts. I don't trade back break and retest. I don't trade any of that. I'll show you what I trade. Basically market structures, no indicator. There is only one indicator I use, which is open interest, to just confirm my bias, or to see if we are having a fake move, or if there's something I need to watch out. This is the only thing I look for. And sometimes I look at the volume to see how good the sweep is. So we might see a sweep and big candle but no volume. That tells me that I'm gonna take a trade, like one-on-one trade, one-to-one trade, not expect bigger winners than that, not to have runners, just exit by full trade, not to rely on holding the trade very long, stuff like that. So that's basically what I use, but I don't depend on it for entries or anything. Anyway, so for now I marked the last month high, which is the last week high at the same time. So I'm gonna just add here month and week high. I need to have this marked, and I will say last week low, and then I go to the day time frame, and here's I have a lot of colors on my screen, but I memorize these colors in my brain. For instance, these are for the month and the week, these are for the days, this is for New York, this is for London, this is for the day that we're still in and we didn't close yet. So that's just something I know the colors. I don't need to keep writing, I'm just writing this so you can see what am I doing. So Now I'm gonna mark the last day high and low, which I don't need to put it in the last day. It's the same like the month and the week. So I'm not gonna worry about that. I'm just gonna put this in here, and this is the day low. London still didn't open, so I'm not gonna mark it. I mark it. It opens here by my time at midnight. New York at like 3 a.m. or 3:30. I don't know. I don't remember. I just look at the time between midnight and New York, and this is my high and low for London session. Asia, I mark it if it's not matching the day. I have it in my screen too. This is basically what I do, and I have then the 4 hours or the 1 hour on one side of the screen, and in the middle I have the 15 minutes. What I look for, let's say this is London high or low and we are above it, I would like the price to create a downtrend. If my bias is high, is long or bullish, I would like the price on the 15 minutes to make a bearish trend, go down, and then sweep London and start going up. Here I'll go to the 3 minutes, and I would like to see a change of character or market shift exactly um, like this. And when I see it holding, I go with the first strong candle. I like to see a lot of wicks in the bottom at this change of character, and then I go with the hammer. This is my trigger for the AS, or I go with like an engulfing whatever, confirming that this is holding and this is a true change of character in the 3 minutes. And here's the thing: if I still making if I'm still in a bearish trend on the 15 minutes, I'll be extra careful here, because I will just take partial at 1 and 1 and wait for the 15 minutes. And usually I take half of my position as partial on 1 and 1, and then I wait for the 15 minutes. If it created a market shift or a change of character, that will be big confirmation for me. I'll wait for a pullback on the 3 minutes, creating a bearish trend, and then another change of character or a market shift in the 3 minutes, and then I will add back to my position. And this is because this is gonna be like a new low in the 15 minutes after creating a market shift, and I will ride the 15 minutes trend all the way to the next level. So no matter what the next level is to me, this is where I'm gonna exit either my full position or a big part of my position. If we are in a very strong trend and I see price just moving up, I will take like half of my position off. The next level, what I mean, if it's like the last day high or the last New York high or last London high and I got it from the low, whatever it is, and then I will continue with the trend with the rest of my position. And as far as the market is making higher highs and higher lows in the 15 minute and the 3 minute, to me, I'm set, I'm good, I'm riding the price. And this is the ES. I'm not trading gold, but I'm just gonna say a quick hint on the 4 hours time. So from the month, it's long. So the monthly time frame, it looks like we're on a pullback. Where do you expect the price to this pullback more likely to end if we keep going down? Here at $3,600, when the gold price is $3,600. For the week, it's okay. So the week, where would be our market shift when the price breaks this level? It didn't close below it, swept it. In that small time frame in the 4 hours, you will see closing. But this is very interesting that we swept it, we tested it again. So to me, this is not a market shift yet. We're struggling to go below it. Market shift or a change of character, it needs to break it and hold below it. Gold is different than US and than ES, yes, because gold tend to have more deep pack and pullbacks and retracement, and sometimes even sweeps the high that created the market shift and still goes down. It's very volatile. So it's different a little bit, but this level is holding very well. this candle. Um, and if we look at it on the day, it didn't even close on the day. It didn't even close below it on the day, so it's holding very well still. We can't see the 4 hours. The 4 hours, it to me, so this looks like um a sweep. You know, it swept it, and this can trigger a lot of people. You might think this is a market shift, okay? Market shift upwards. It's market shift upwards in the internal trend, not the external one, not the big one. Because why? Because this trend was internally. It's not like belongs to this high and this high and this high and this high. If this high happened here and then it did this and then it went up above it, then I would say, okay, this was a downtrend, ended very fast, and then we are starting to go back up, but that didn't happen. So to me, there's no more confirmation. Do I consider this as a change of character or market shift in gold and just making a quick pullback, or and it's gonna continue going down, or this area is holding very well and we're gonna continue up? No confirmation for me in gold. The only thing is, if somebody trades gold, I would say play with very careful with the internal trend like this. We created the market shift. Hopefully it will drop back, retest it to see if it's gonna hold, and if it held and you see like a market shift in the 15 minutes around this area in here, around 4,490, I would say that's gonna be a good trade if it's matching with uh, a session high or low getting swept and then market shift happen after sweeping it, or rejection, and then market shift after the rejection. That would be a strong trend to ride it all the way up. Maybe you can take partial here and then exit your full position here, or just riding, playing the trend, um, and we just play it until we like this, until we find a strong confirmation. That was what I needed to do for gold and ES. I'm not gonna do NQ because it's similar to ES. Nice. So I hope I explained this very well. I usually do record my trading while I'm trading and my execution. I don't post it. I just record it for my journaling. I'll try to record it in a way that I can post it in YouTube. I hope um you understood what I was saying. I hope it can benefit you and help you if you don't know this already. And this is not a financial advice. Thank you very much. I hope to see you soon. Bye.